And we are live with episode 144 of the Start, Build, Grow Show. Randy Brothers, my friend. What's going on today? How we doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. We got another celebrity guest with us today.
Man,
I'm excited to learn. I mean, it's quarter one's over, going into Q2. Storm season is popping off like crazy all over the country, and we got the man, the myth, the legend, Derek Klein, founder of Hill Trace, the guru when it comes to storm chasing. My man, great to have you on, dude. Thanks for
Thanks,
joining
man.
us.
Making me blush with that intro. That was nice.
I
dude,
do what I can, man.
man, this
We're
guy
like in the
is
presence of royalty right here.
pretty much. I mean, this guy's a celebrity. If you guys go to check out at Hill Trace on Facebook, man, you guys got 33, almost 34,000 people following your Facebook page. You guys are posting, pretty much by the hour. You guys are
Yeah.
doing forecasts. You guys are doing, hailstorm updates. You guys are doing a little bit of everything, man. We like to talk with, start with the background, but I mean, you've been on the show a couple times, man. Maybe,
Mhm.
let's start with instead of your background, because we know you love weather, right? We know
Yep.
that background. When kids were watching cartoons, you were watching the Weather Channel, right?
That's
So we
right.
know that background. You're able to take your passion and create one heck of a business. What about building up your social media presence, man? How were you able to get your Facebook page to the point where it is now,
Mhm.
where it seems like everybody in the industry knows who you guys are?
It was, that's just about content and being consistent with the content. So if you think, a couple weeks, couple of months of posting something is not long enough to understand if it works or not. You really have
Mm-hmm.
to kind of stick to your guns. And I'll give you a great example. So you know, it was 2013. We had 200 followers, I think. So the page was new. The company was only a couple years old. We had a hailstorm in Oklahoma City, in Edmond, where we office out of. And there were like drifts of hail all over the road. And so we went out and took some pictures and we posted them to our Facebook page just because we thought it was the thing to do, right? But we were very inconsistent at the time with our marketing efforts through Facebook. And that one post alone got like 500 shares, which was real exciting to us at the time.
Dang.
And then we got the local news channel came out and did a story on our company, and they just thought it was really cool. And so I don't know, I just had this feeling that this is something that's we should put a lot of effort into. And that was the best part of the whole first probably year of us doing Facebook, because we spent the next 8 months, and we were a real tiny company. So we didn't have, I had a couple employees. We were maybe doing 200,000 a year in revenue. I mean, we were nothing. And so I think I spent $3,000 in Facebook ads. 6 months, did not make a single dollar from it. I mean, literally just doom, 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 doom. And it was, and we every day we didn't have like the nice production that we have now with our forecast, but back then it was like, well, let's post a graphic, and let's say where it's going to hail and how big it's going to be, but let's do it every single day. And so we did it every single day. We didn't make a dime for 6 or 7 or 8 months or something like that. And then there was a hailstorm that happened in October of 2013 in Dallas, and we made like $30,000 the next day. And for a company that does 200 a year, $30,000 in a day was, I mean, it was like the best day we'd ever had. And almost 2/3 of that came from Facebook ads that we had not necessarily the ads, but from people that had found us through the Facebook ads, and then just the consistent content that we continued to push in front of them. They felt like they could trust us, that we knew what we were doing, and so they bought from us.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there on, we didn't question it. We were obviously 6-8 months in, you're questioning. Your bank account's getting a little skinny, and winter's coming up, and you're going, man, maybe I shouldn't have spent all that money. but we didn't question it from then on out, and it's been just consistent as much as we can do, as often as we can do it. We're always trying to create new ways, new types of content to bring. But in fact, if anything, our weakness is that we don't talk enough about what we actually sell. Like we're literally just trying to like give out stuff, and we forget to say, oh yeah, by the way, we sell hell maps, or we have this sales tool that's really cool that helps you make money. We didn't do enough of that for a long time. So yeah, that's kind of the backstory, and it's so powerful. You just got to really, focus on the content though.
Mm-hmm. One thing I like that you said was, you're making about $200,000, right? Small company. You go ahead, you invest $3,000 into Facebook ads. That's a big commitment, and, financially when you're that size of a company, and you had no results, right? But you decided that you believed in the plan and the approach, and you guys just had to kind of get it dialed in and remain consistent through that process. I think when it comes to marketing approaches, a lot of people will, spend a month sometimes in terms of trying to develop opportunities for their business, and specifically, on the roofing side of things. And it doesn't work immediately, right? And we kind of live in the immediate gratification type world society now, and they just throw it away, right? And they're like, oh, this doesn't work, right? This is a waste of investment, right? And you guys decided to stick with the plan, right? And look what you guys have been able to achieve through that commitment. I mean, it's unbelievable what you guys have done in terms of brand presence in the industry.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and it actually grows faster now than it did back then. Even you'd think when you're small, you have 200 followers, it's easy to get followers, but now we get them by the hundreds. So
it just compounds itself, huh?
Yeah. Because you give something out that your 33,000 followers like, and then they share it. Well, that's a lot of shares, and so it's not the same as 200 shares. So so it just keeps going. And of course, Facebook algorithms, they're stingy, so we deal with it too. But you'd be shocked. I mean, last year we shot video in a hurricane. Right, in the eye of Hurricane Laura, the almost Cat 5 hurricane that hit Lake Charles, right? We had, how many was it? 150,000 4-minute plus video views.
4-minute plus video views? Really?
Yeah. So wow. not like like click on it and go away.
Yeah, like exactly.
4-minute plus, 150,000 people watched.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we don't have that many followers, but it was good content and people shared it. So
and people continue to watch it too, right? That's the big thing. You're giving the people that you're trying to connect with the exact content that they were interested in. I mean, 4 minutes is a long time.
Yeah. Because we were live for about 2 hours probably. So it's a long video.
That's pretty wild.
Like, what is the attention span? Like 7-8 seconds now of the human brain, So
yeah.
If you can capture someone for 8 seconds, congratulations. The same amount of time it takes to get kicked off a bull,
Right.
But for you to do it for 4 minutes and over 150,000 people, that's pretty epic.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
And even with this show, people kind of pop in and out throughout the whole filming of it live, but that's not the key though. The key is the replays, the podcast, the YouTube. Like, we'll get thousands of views, but we got a handful of people watching live right now. What's up, everybody? Say hi. Say hi to Derek. Some questions. Where are you from? How you doing? Are you at the Storm Ventures group? Are you at the Win the Storm conference? So that's where you're at, right? Getting set up. Let's go.
Yep. If they come walking by, they'll see me sitting on the floor out in the conference room hall right now.
So yeah, if you guys are in NOLA out in New Orleans, there it is. Make sure that you guys are stopping by, seeing Derek and seeing his whole team at Hail Trace. They're at booth 618, correct?
Oh, yeah, and C3 Group is in the booth with us. So
C3 Group too? Hey, yo!
They're here with us. And then I know Sumo Quote, Company Cam, and Job Nimbus are all here too. So
the whole crew's there. The whole gang's there, man.
There. Yeah.
The whole gang.
I don't know all their booths, but I know they're here. In fact, Gogan with Company Cam was on my flight. And Jeff with Sumo Quote was on my flight, so
pretty fun plane ride.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
not bad, right?
Yeah, not bad. So, this kind of brings me into our next talking point. One thing that I think you guys have done a great job with, in terms of your marketing and your brand presence, is just making the content fun, right? Making it exciting and attractive. Now, you guys recently introduced the Hail Stalker 2.
That's right.
Is that bad boy at the conference or what?
It is. It is setting on the
Woo.
show floor right now. So,
Dang. So tell me a little bit about the Hail Stalker 2, man. What
man,
kind of
so
car you guys got?
we went all in with this one. So we had, the one was a F-150. When we got it, had 150,000 miles on it. We blew a couple motors in it and decided that was enough of that. So we went and got a 2020 Raptor.
Woo.
I mean, it is all decked out, and then we put another $40,000 or $50,000 worth of upgrades on it. So all the way from shocks to bulletproof windows to a custom built rack that goes out over the windshield so we don't blow the windshield out every storm chase.
Dude.
It's got an air compressor in the back because we found after we built the hail rack on the top, it was 2 inches too tall to fit in parking garages for hurricane chases. So now when we pull up to the parking garage, we deflate the tires, roll it in, and then we have an air compressor to air them back up once we come back out.
Dude.
It's got a roof in the back that we slide out, and we have video cameras that video every hell hit that the roof takes.
Really?
So we can do some research and actually use it for something other than just destroying stuff.
Get rid of this here.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Look at that.
Yeah, let me get rid of these logos here real quick. There it is. This is the beast right here.
Look at that.
There she is. Woo.
Gotta have a little green underglow underneath there.
Oh man.
You see, see if it gets. See those light bars up there?
Yeah.
They go all the way down the side, all the way around the back, the front. They're everywhere.
Look at that bad boy. Oh,
You
so
got extra storage.
So when we'll talk about this because obviously I'm a little biased towards Colorado and we've had no love over the last couple of years. So when we get blasted, when you come out here, I want to go for a ride, my friend. You got to make sure to hit me up. I'll meet you. Let's go hang out. I want to hang out in that thing.
You just have to know when I take guests with me on a ride, the number one goal
is to
make
scare
them
me.
cry.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I just want to see tears. That's it. So
let's go, man. I'm a softie. I'm willing to cry with you, bro.
Yeah, I make Randy cry on a weekly basis, man. That's not going to be any ordeal, man. I just hurt his feelings too much. So what's the rules and regulations here? How do you get a ride along? Do you have to be in the market here, and then you just get lucky and a storm gets hit, and you got to be a Hail Trace customer? What's the rules and regulations for?
So the hard part, so when it's hailing. And you run a hail business, so like roofers are busy the day after the hailstorm, right? But I'm busy the day before and the day of. So the biggest thing is make sure that you ask me. Don't expect me to call you and be like, "Hey, you want to come for a ride along?" Because I'm going to be super busy. So odds are I've got a seat because I'm not asking people. But the other thing is I can't take anybody in the state of Oklahoma. And that sounds like some weird rule that Oklahoma has. It's actually not. I chase for our local TV station in Oklahoma. And so when I'm chasing for them, I can't have any riders for liability purposes. But that's an ABC rule. So
that's ABC. This guy's on ABC. See how lucky you got to have him on the Start Build Grow show, Randy? This dude is on ABC.
I heard you talking about that a little bit, but I want to how'd that happen? I mean, tell me that story.
Well, yeah. So it was. So I have a lot of storm chasing friends just because I storm chase, and so even before Hail Trace, that's what I did was storm chase. And a friend of mine, his name is Nick. He was a storm chaser for the ABC station, and they needed an extra guy, and he was like, "You should call Derek. He knows his stuff. He's really good." And so they called, and we went through some interviews with the chief meteorologist and all those guys, and it kind of worked out because like most storm chasers always want to sell their video. And I was like, I don't want to sell my video. I do use it for my company. So if you have a problem with that, then it's not going to work. But if you don't care if I do whatever with the video I shoot, I'm not going to sell it to CBS or Fox or one of those guys. And they're like, no, that's fine. I was like, and I got the flexibility to go chase because I'm going to anyway. So they they pulled the trigger on me. It was crazy because my first day, it was towards the end of April last year, and the day before, Oklahoma had a bunch of hail, like baseballs for hours, like over and over again, and I was the only chaser, I think, in the state, probably in the country, that has like the setup where I can core punch a hailstorm and not ruin my vehicle. And so all three of the chasers for Channel 5 ABC, they busted their windshields out the day before in that hailstorm, which we were in. We actually cored them like 5 times, I think. We just kept doing it over and over and over again because we were having fun with it. And they were like, we really need, the next day was a tornado outbreak in Oklahoma. And they were like, is there any way you could be available? And I was like, I mean, I'm going chasing already. I was like, their bigger question is there any way you can put your equipment in my truck before it goes off? And they were like, yeah, can you be here at this time? And so I took my truck down there. It took a little bit longer, but then like I hop in the truck and it's different because when I storm chase, I drive. And so I'm kind of paying attention to the storm and try. It's probably not the safest thing in the world, but so I got a million things going on. But with them, I'm not allowed to drive either, so I have to have a driver with me, which is one of my meteorologists on my staff. We swap out between 3 of them, are my driver, and so they drive, but I have to navigate. So I have to tell them where to turn, when to turn, which I was used to just doing that. And so that was tough. We drove past a lot of streets that we meant to turn on. We probably still do to this day. But between that and then you're on this phone call, they call it the bridge, and you're on this phone call the entire chase. So it's literally my AirPod, 5.5, 6, 7 hours on a phone call.
And they just patch you in to the news as on a loop.
Yep. So I can hear, it's like a big conference call basically. So I can hear the other chasers, and then I can hear the news. For example, this day there were tornadoes. So they were doing nonstop live coverage during the tornadoes. Right. And so they have my stream, and they can take my video stream whenever they want, whether they take me on the air or not. They can always take my video stream. And then they might be like, Derek, we're coming to you. And then I just got to give them an update. Well, on this day, I didn't know what I was doing. I was still trying to figure out all the equipment, and there's this big tornado going on, and I'm in position to basically take the handoff, and it lifts. And then, so we go to get back in position, and I come over the hill, and there's literally a 1/2 mile wide tornado, 2 miles in front of me, coming right at me.
Jeez.
And they told me, they said, all you have to do is say, I got a tornado, and it'll be 4 seconds, and we'll have you on the air. And they were not wrong. I was like, I got a tornado. And 4 seconds later I was on. And that was literally the first thing I said on the air ever with this news channel was, there's a tornado in front of me here. It's a 1/2 mile wide violent tornado. And that was my debut to Oklahoma viewers on TV was a big tornado. So,
nice. So what do you do in that? So you're going towards a 1/2 mile wide tornado, which F4, something like that maybe. Or 5, I don't know. That's a monster.
That one was in a rural area, so they actually rated it a 1, but they're rated based off of what they eat, right? So
gotcha.
It didn't eat anything, so they didn't have anything to rate it off of. It went kind of weaseled between 2 different towns, but just looking at it, it's probably a 3. Looking at it, it was a good tornado.
So you come up looking at this, going straight at it. It's coming right at you. Then what do you do?
So we just sat there and watched it as it's coming at us.
You stop, pull over, and watch it, and kind of,
And you're trying to think of what you can say. Of course, I look. So you got to say, the one thing that you got to say is what you're seeing, what your conditions are, and then where you're at, and then if you know what direction it's going and maybe who's going to be affected. All right. So those are the 4 or 5 things that you want to cover when you do when you do a set or when you do, your little time. And so I'm like, I've got a tornado. It's coming right at me. It's about 3 miles from, and I look down at the map to see where I'm at. And the name of the town is Wapanucka, Oklahoma. And I'm like, oh, I hope I don't butcher this one. But that it was literally just out in the middle of nowhere. It was, but it was pretty cool. We actually backed up off the road. It was kind of coming at us, and So we wanted to make sure that we had a north-south road. So as it came, we could either, move left or right, like you kind of watch it, and then step left or right and let it go right by you. So we stepped right, and then it went to our south, and then we watched it come across the highway just to our south. And 10 power poles were between us, so it was like the distance of it as it crossed to the south. We watched the power lines all spark in front of us on the road. And that was all live while we were, we streamed that live on TV. So, and then tornado season pretty much shut off for Oklahoma after that. That was it. We didn't see anything else the rest of the year. A bunch of big hail.
Yeah.
We'd gotten some massive hail, but that was it.
Well, you got me intrigued, and you can expect my call. Ha ha! For all the viewers, I have Derek's cell phone number, and you don't. So ha. Well, I'll call you, brother, and I'll meet you. I'll bring my big heavy truck at least to protect on the way out there, at least. But
which, if
I'm looking forward
to it. Kurt McCluckey and Matt Behrens with C3
Okay,
Group.
yeah.
We met. Well, Kurt drove all the way to Oklahoma, and we went to go chase one time in Texas. We saw a little bit. It's funny. We got in half dollar size hail, and I was like, man, I'm sorry today. You drove all the way down here, and it was a sucky day. And he was like, that was the biggest hail I've ever seen. I was like, well, win for you then, because I was bored out of my mind all day.
Well, I remember probably the closest that I've been to, a big storm was Windsor in 2007. So okay. I was in the storm restoration business. I was doing fire and water at that time, actually doing fire and water restoration. And we all of a sudden the news, and they're evacuating the town. It came right through the heart of Windsor, Colorado. And I was in Greeley, about 15 miles away, going towards it when everyone else is going away from it. And at the same time, a friend of mine had a brand new, what was it, a Chevy truck. What was it, Avalanche, one of those Avalanches at the time, brand new Avalanche, and pulling a boat. Yeah, actually our boat behind it. And he drove right through, as the tornado was coming through Windsor, he drove right through the side of it. Baseball, big old hail, just completely destroyed his brand new truck, broke out all the windows. And we got there, and we worked that storm. So we were there helping clean up and boarding up windows and trying to do, as much as we could on that, just to kind of help the people that was affected. That was one of the biggest storms in our area that's ever hit. So I was driving towards it, watching this thing come across, and little hail where I was, but yeah, that was pretty intense and pretty scary. So I can't imagine what you're doing. Literally, I want to get as close as I can to this thing without dying.
Yeah, we definitely. I've been in little ones before, but a couple 100 yards is, we do that if we can. So it's pretty fun. The ideal position is to have baseball size hail hitting you, and then tornado just to your south.
That sounds like heaven. That sounds like heaven.
It is. It doesn't get better than that.
Roof for heaven. I'm in.
Roof for heaven, man.
But I want to be in your truck and not mine.
Yeah. So, now that you have the connections at ABC, do you think you could, pitch them on this roofing podcast that we got going on? I think ABC would love it.
I think they would be all over it, right?
I think they'd be all over it, man. This could be, like a Seinfeld level type hit, I feel like.
I'll tag him. I'll tag the chief meteorologist in this video and be like, "You've got to watch this.
You gotta watch this thing is gold."
Watch these two bumbling idiots talk about roofing for an hour.
So we got to talk about the hail season, of course. We got to talk about the forecast, right? Yeah. I know we're already in. So let's start there, right? And then we'll kind of go through the future predictions. What do you think of the start so far? Right, it's almost the end of March. What do you think of the start of the season?
So January and February were pretty slow. They're always pretty slow. They were probably a tad below average, which was expected. We weren't expecting a whole lot of activity. In fact, the cold air that we had, we were expecting that. So that and we kind of thought end of March. And you can go back, and I'm not just saying that because that's what happened. You can go back and look at our forecast. I think we've got it online somewhere, but it's around somewhere on the internet. So you can call me out on anything that you want to call me out on. But we definitely expected that we would see kind of a slow start with March picking up. So what we like is we're in a La Nina. which is La Nina is when the Pacific Ocean is colder on the South American side. But what we really like about this year's La Nina is the coldest part of it is actually in the center of the Pacific Ocean. And so what that does is it tends to force a ridge of high pressure up underneath Alaska, which makes the jet stream go all the way up over the top of Alaska, and then it has nowhere else to go but straight down into the west coast. Mm-hmm. And so when it does that in the spring, it's called a negative PDO. But when it does that, it causes our storm pattern to be one negative, and then it causes it to be really active. So we see it just boom, 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 just one right after the other. Kind of like the last 2 or 3 weeks. The Southeast has had tornado outbreak after tornado outbreak after tornado outbreak. That is very common with this version of La Nina that we have. And so so what we did is we went and looked at years that had this version of La Nina, and then we just looked at the weather that happened in those years and said, all right, I expect something similar to what happened in those years because it's a similar weather pattern. And so what we found were 1999, which was an above average tornado and hail season. In fact, 1999 was the first. So I was 16 years old and I chased my first tornado in 1999. My first tornado chase was an F5 tornado with the strongest winds ever recorded on the face of the planet, 318 mile per hour winds recorded. Whoa. So that was my very first tornado chase.
And that's when
you've been trying to live up to that ever since.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never found one like that again. I definitely had better chases because, I was 6 miles from, I was terrified of it at the time. I didn't know what I was doing, but so I've definitely had better chases because we've gotten close, and I've seen 3 other F5s since then. So I've got a handful of them now. So it's not like Twister where none of the guys had ever seen an F5. I've actually seen 3 or 4, I think. So, but yeah, so that was 1999. 2008 was another analog year. 2008 had a 40% increase on the previous year in hail activity. It also was the number 1 hail season in U.S. history at the time. It no longer is because our next analog year happened, which was 2011, which is the number 1 hail season in U.S. history still to this date. And there were 12,500 reports of hail. The second place year has only 9,000. So It was significantly more active than any other hail season. Which is the second place year is also an analog year for this, which is 2012. So if that hasn't told you what we're forecasting, we are forecasting an above average hail season. And we honestly, kind of our bold prediction that to put a number to it, we think
you know what? Hold on. You know what? Let's do a quick thank you to our sponsors, and then let's go with the bold prediction.
Oh yeah.
How could ABC not want this?
Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. All right, well, guys, obviously we got to give a shout out to our headline sponsor, Job Nimbus.
Job Nimbus is a fully customizable back office solution.
Track leads, jobs, tasks from one easy-to-use software.
And with the largest ecosystem of integrated partners, if we don't do it, we have a friend who does.
Learn how the number 1 back office system in roofing
can help you be efficient, be organized, be professional, and be profitable.
So if you have not checked out Job Nimbus, make sure you're going to info.jobnimbus.com/roofing-academy. We also, I saw Ronnie Showtime Smith. He's got the huge trailer there. He's on the back of the, is it here? Is it there?
It's here, yeah.
So I'm sure you guys won't miss that. And you got Ronnie Showtime Smith on the back side of that thing. Make sure you go check them out and go talk to them. And man, who would have thought? We got our boy here, Derek Klein, with our friends at Hail Trace.
If you're in the hail game, if you're working hail claims and selling roofs that have hail damage, you need to know where the hail is, how big the hail is, and when it hailed. If you're on the fence, it's a game changer.
So you got a couple options. You can either go to booth 618 and go check them out if you're in New Orleans and win the storm. Go do that, or you can check out their new website that's looking great, hailtrace.com. And you know what's crazy is they're sharing a booth with our friends at C3 Group.
C3 Group's learning management system allows users access to digital training content, virtual trainings, and integrated chapter exams, all with the goal of helping a student prepare for user certification exams, as well as prepare them for real-world situations we know are faced daily. As a leader in this marketplace, we will continue to add value wherever possible to better our industry as a whole. Join us today and be part of that change.
So, like I said, if you're in New Orleans, you can stop at booth 618, check them both out, Hail Trace and C3 Group. But if you want to learn more about C3 Group's virtual training, you can go to www.c3adjusters.com and click on that Xactimate training, and it'll take you there. So now we can go with your guys' bold predictions here. And as you talk about your bold predictions, I'm going to make sure that we pull up something here real quick. Let's do a quick screen share. Let's see, we got this here too, so I'm gonna bring this bad boy up here. So because I figure that's what everybody wants to see, right? So how much of this are we gonna be seeing here? We can go in the backstory of that as well.
So that's our 5-star day, right? So we made a bold prediction on that. We're forecasting 12 of those this year.
12 of those.
Which is crazy. We haven't had any yet, so we're kind of behind right now. So we got some work to do.
So whenever Derek wears green, right, as you guys can see here, that means that it's a 5-star day, right? In terms of storm, right? Now, how did you projecting 12 of these? First off, how did the green start? How did this all start here when you start wearing green?
So, I mean, all my fashion comes from my wife. She's actually sitting over here. But,
what up?
She's like sitting here waiting. She's like, when is this going to be over with? But all of my fashion sense comes from her because I don't have any. And she had bought me these pants, and I thought they looked cool for golf. But one day we had made this like big hailstorm, and I was like, today's a fun day. I'm just going to wear them because it's a fun day. So they were green. So I put them on and I wore them to the office, and I have these weather shoes. You can see them there in the picture. I actually have a bunch of pairs of different ones, but so I wore those, and then somebody was like, are you wearing green because of the hailstorm? And I was like, yeah, I think, that's why I'm doing it. I was like, they're my money pants. So I started calling it
the money pants.
I was like, we're gonna make money today. So I'm gonna wear green every time we make a 5-star map from now on. I'm gonna wear green. And so I did a post about it, and then people just started asking for it, like, when is the green pant? When are you gonna wear them again? Now some people don't understand the rules behind it, and I have a confession to make because I think last year's short hail season is my fault.
What?
So the rules, I cannot wear the green pants unless there's a 5-star storm. But last year for Win the Storm, I was nominated for best dressed, and I felt like I had to wear it for the event. And so I bought a green suit and I wore it to the event. And I couldn't figure out why last year was so horrible until a couple weeks ago, and it just hit me. I wore the green suit to the event last year.
Randy, you hear this?
So
it was Derek's fault.
It's all your fault, man.
I apologize. You can I was gonna say don't send me a bill, but don't send me a bill because I don't know what it cost you. So
yeah. You don't want that.
You don't want to know what it costs.
Yeah, you don't want that bill. So okay, so are you gonna
I'm not wearing them this year?
Good. Well, we appreciate that, and so does the rest of the industry. So, okay, so you project 12 green pant days, so 5-star maps. What about, look at Randy. Randy's just waiting. He's just like, well, is one of these 12 days going to be? Yeah, what's going on in Colorado?
So unfortunately for Colorado, so we have the La Nina, which is favorable, but we also have a pretty severe drought in the West. The severe drought actually makes hail more favorable in the southeast and the central plains, but it does not do wonders for Colorado. And so typically Colorado, now when we give numbers and we give days, we're gonna give, so like we'll say, so the front range we said below average this year, even though we're forecasting a well above average hail season in the US, we said the front range would be below average. So what does that mean? Well, if Denver averages 40 days a year and I don't know what the number is. Maybe this is something I should look up. But if Denver averages 40 days a year with a chance of hail, we think there will be less than 40 days a year this year. So we think there might be 25 days, which just means you have less up. Does it mean you're not going to have a big hailstorm? No. It just means the chances of having a big hailstorm are lower. And I'll give you a great example. 2017, I know Randy knows exactly what I'm talking about when I spit that year out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the slowest hail season in Colorado history. I don't know if you knew that or not. There was hardly any hail in Colorado, but there was one hailstorm, and it did $2.3 billion in damage. And that's all it took. Y'all were set for the rest. You didn't care if there was more hailstorms.
That's all I need to hear.
And so it does only take one. So I would expect, so like when I say below average, and then I'm going to lump a handful of Front Range cities in. So I'm going to say Rapid City, Cheyenne, Denver, and Colorado Springs. Those are like your 4 kind of staple cities on the Front Range when it comes to hail activity. I would bet, even with below average, at least 2 of those 4 will be impacted with a good hailstorm this year, just because that area does get a lot of hail in general. So below average is still better than most of the country.
What do you think, Randy?
I'll take it. I'll take this one. Well, the optimist in me says, okay, we'll get that one, and then we don't got to deal with. We have more times to sell roofs, more times to produce roofs, more times.
That's right.
To knock doors, right? When you're not getting every other day chance of storms where you know how it is. It's like the afternoon comes in and chance of storms, no storm, but you still get a bunch of rain and you can't do anything. So that'll go away. And the one big monster is going to affect us and set us up for the next couple of years. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with that too.
If not, I'm just moving out to your part. We'll figure it out. I'm going to start going elsewhere.
It's easier to storm chase with me.
Yeah.
So, I do want to talk about, so obviously, where do you know where you're projecting those maps? Are you projecting any spots to get hit the most this year? I do want to talk about that actually.
Yeah. So if we drew, like the below average to the above average line is a pretty sharp cutoff, and we're doing it just west of I-35 in the Plains. So people from the Plains will kind of know where that is, right? It runs from Minneapolis to Kansas City to Wichita to Oklahoma City and Dallas down to San Antonio. So if you go west of Oklahoma City, Dallas, so like just west of there, and then points to the east, right? So that's going to include Kansas City. Yeah, there we go. Got a little map there. So get some in my throat here. The eastern half of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yep. So
cool. All right.
And then all the way to Atlanta, South Carolina. Man.
Wow. You right over there, boss?
Yeah, I'm dying here.
Hopefully not.
Get this man some water.
Yeah, we need to save time.
I had one around here. I don't know where it went, but so South Carolina, North Carolina, that area, which has already been above average across that part of the country.
Very cool. All right, so let's say you're not dying on me. I'm going to give you a quick second here. I don't want to lose Derek Klein over here. So let's say you do get one of these storms. Let's say this happens, right? It looks like not as many hailstorms in Colorado, but Denver one day in July or June gets popped, right?
Yep.
And Randy gets this huge hailstorm, and it's a big one, right? And it's severely impacted. What's the best ways to kind of utilize Hailtrace in a sales and marketing environment to make sure you're maximizing this thing?
Yep. So a new feature that we added is an alert that will tell you that you had clients hit with hail. In my opinion, for Hailtrace, the easiest customer for us is renewing the one that we have. So we put a lot of effort into that. And I feel like that's for a contractor, that's the same thing, right? So if a hailstorm comes through, this massive hailstorm comes through, you can knock doors. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. We have to grow our business. We have to get new customers, but the easiest customer to get is the existing customer. That's the one you're going to spend less dollars. You're going to get a quicker appointment. You're going to get a faster inspection. So I would start with those customers, right? So pull a list of every customer that was just impacted with that hailstorm. even maybe do a sort of that, based off of, let's call the customers that were hit with 2-inch hail versus the ones that were hit with quarter size hail. So I would start with that, and then I would move to my marketing, for new customers, which might include pulling a list of people impacted by the storm, or maybe using the canvassing app to knock on the neighbors around the houses that you're doing, or just do a full-blown canvassing campaign. But all those features are all available inside of the HailTrace app, and they make it really easy for you to track. In fact, even the canvassing pins, as you drop them, if they get hit with hail again, they turn transparent, so you know that they've been hit with hail since you knocked their door before, and then they turn back to full color to let you know that they've been, that you've knocked their door again. So it makes it really easy for you to go knocked before storm and knocked after storm, and visualize it on a map. So we've done a lot of stuff. We've tried to build our tool. There's a lot of great canvassing apps out there, and we integrate with a lot of them as well. So even though they're competitors, if there's a resource that they have that's maybe important for your business, we're all about helping. So we don't have any issues with that, but we've tried to build our canvassing app specifically for restoration, right? So specifically for storms, because that's what we do. And we're not ever going to go try to sell our product to the alarm industry or to, I don't know what other pest control, right? Whatever other industries knock doors, solar, right? I mean, we might solar, I guess, that hail damages those, but for the most part, it's people that are restoring storm damage. That's who our market is, and so that's who we build it towards.
100%. Now let's see here. I wanted to pull these up quick. Let me see here. We got some questions here when you were talking about.
Oh, cool.
So we got a couple people. We got Ted Webb asking Oklahoma ... And then we got Brooke. We got Brooke saying, Derek, what about Tulsa?
Nice.
What's it looking like over in Tulsa?
So we think the eastern half of Oklahoma. So I know Ted is in Norman. I actually know Ted, and so we think, and I know Brooke also, but we think the eastern half of Oklahoma is the spot to be, right? So for my Oklahomies, I would say anything east of I-80 or I-80, Highway 81. So you're going to talk, so that's Enid to Kingfisher to El Reno to Lawton.
Gotcha.
Anything east of there is going to be above average. Anything west of there will probably be below average.
Gotcha. Cool. I like it. So as we kind of bring this in and close, obviously we appreciate your time. I know that you're out traveling and whatnot, so thanks for making the time and cutting out the time. I know you've been setting up the booth and all that crazy stuff traveling.
Yeah.
We always end it with the golden nugget, right? So whatever we want, something we want to implement, something we want to work on, something that we want to give advice to in terms of contractors, we want to leave them with as we kind of close it out. Randy, I'm gonna make you go first per usual, and then we'll close it out with Derek for the 144th time. What is that golden nugget, man? Drop it.
So I didn't get a chance to really, elaborate on what you're doing right now, right? And this is part of the golden nugget for today is self-care. Like, what are we doing as individuals to take time to ourselves to just think, right? This day and age with social media, with email, with, a million people walking around pulling you in a million different directions, how often do we actually sit down and think and focus on, thinking about what we're trying to do and accomplish, right? So, you're on a little trip right now where you're just, you're in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, I'm in Honolulu right now.
You mentioned this, but I think that self-care component of, taking time each day or every once in a while, just take the technology, put it away, shut the email off, and just sit and be in your own presence. I think, for those of us as entrepreneurs, we don't do that enough. And I posted something the other day about, think more and do less. What I mean by that is we need to be intentional about getting connected with ourselves and getting connected with our own thoughts to then make the right decision to push our balls forward, regardless of what those are. So think more and do less.
Well said. I know you're a big John Maxwell fan, Randy. I'm reading the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and number 4 is the law of reflection, right? Boom. Well said. All right, my friend Derek Klein, what we got to close her out?
Well, I mean, I guess one thing is the mask Nazi came by, so I had to put the mask back on.
Hey, it's company cam though.
Right?
One of the
like
sponsors.
perfect.
Another one of the sponsors, man.
Right?
That's
Boom.
product placement and marketing.
So, I think my biggest thing, especially right now, since it's just before storm season takes off, is process. So, now is the time to do it. You don't have time to jump in your business once storm season's here. So you're either going to be flying, at the seat of your pants. I think he's pulling my earpods out, or you're going to be ready to go when it happens. And so, one of the biggest thing, and we at Helltrace, literally every single off season and even on season now, we focus on our process. We are constantly trying to improve every single part. So, I would say just don't be afraid of it. Just start doing it. And then you could fix it. It's not like if you say we're going to do this, you have to stick to it. And you have to, you have to stick to it, but you can change. You don't have to do that all the time. So for me, come up with a process, just start to implement something. When a hailstorm happens, here's what I'm going to do, and just lay out the steps and do that. Maybe it's not a hailstorm. Maybe it's, how we're going to handle our books, or how we're going to do customer service, how we're going to do our walkthroughs after we put a roof on, all that type of stuff. So, I think, look at it from that standpoint, but come up with a process.
Process is beautiful, right? Process, the discipline creates freedom and creates success. Well, Derek, man, we really appreciate you jumping on. Like I said, I know you guys are traveling, busy. Thanks for sharing the forecast, and we look forward to seeing those green pants when Denver gets pounded with a good hailstorm.
That's right. Hopefully it's in July. That means everybody's already working too, so you don't have to worry about
it's
coming. I'll take it in April. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. How about tomorrow? How's tomorrow look? All right, guys. Well, hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. Randy, you want to close it out here?
Take care, everybody. If you're at the Win the Storm, make sure to say what's up to Derek and his team. They're awesome. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our show, share this out, like it, subscribe, and get notified every time we do go live. We did switch from Wednesdays to Tuesdays. So Mountain Time every Tuesday at 4 p.m. We are live on Facebook, and you can capture the podcast and the live recording the next day. So thank you all, and have a blessed day.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in to episode 144 of the Start Build Grow Show.